श्यामलावर्तलिबाला समेत श्रीललिताम्बिकायै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। मुकुन्दा मुक्तिनिलया मूलविग्रहरूपिणी भावज्ञा भवरोगग्नी भवचक्रप्रवर्तिनी। Mukunda. Who is Mukunda? Mukunda is Krishna. Vishnu. Mukunda. Mukunda. Da is to give. Muku. Muku is Mukti. Muktida, Mukti Rupini. So she is the giver of salvation. Mukunda is also a name of a precious stone. So here the Vashini Vagdevatas have directly used the word Mukunda, saying that she is none other than Vishnu. It's Vishnu Rupini, Vaishnavi, Vishnu Rupini, Goptri, Govinda Rupini, right? Vishnu Maya. So these are all the names that link her with her. And then you had right. So these are Goptri, Govinda Rupini, Vaishnavi, Vishnu Rupini, Vishnu Maya, Vilasini. So these are all essentially saying that there is no bheda between the Vishnu and the Shakti. They are one and the same. So therefore they have used the word directly here, Mukunda. Mukunda. Because it is said that the Krishna, itself is Krishna is with gopis, just like how Lalitambika is with all the yogini devatas. So when Mahavishnu comes as Jaganmohini avatara during Samudra Mantana, who is coming in that form, that female, who gave Vishnu that female form? It's none other than the Shakti here, Jagan Mohini, right? Mohini for Bandasura, the Jagan Mohini for the Asuras, and then finally Shambhu Mohini will also come to enchant Shiva. So whenever Vishnu wanted to take a female form for whatever reason, he had to do tapas and seek Shakti's help to do it. Mukunda. So Kamalaksha Nishevita. She is worshipped by Kamalaksha. Mukunda Mukti Nilaya. Mukti Nilaya. Mukti is salvation. Nilaya is, she is the place or abode of salvation. So we need to understand what salvation is. 5 types of salvation. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya and Sarshti. Salokya is Loka is Harloka, which is Manidvipa. For Vishnu Bhaktas, it's Vaikuntha. For Shiva Bhaktas, it's Kailasha. So that is that Kailasha Loka or Vaikuntha Loka or Manidvipa, right? And Brahma is Satyaloka. Indra is Swargaloka. Salokya is being. So this is a type of salvation where one lives in the Manidvipa with Devi Lalitambika. That is Salokya. Samipya is to live in proximity to Lalitambika in space and time. That is Samipam, right? Samipam means immediate vicinity. So here is talking about proximity to living in space and time with Devi Lalitambika. Sarupya. Rupa is form. Sarupya is same, to be same, have her form. Same in the form to Lalitambika, with 4 arms and the various weapons and Saru, same form as the Lalitambika. So Sayujya Sayujya is union with her, but still maintaining one's identity. So that is Sayujya. Sarashti is essentially enjoying the same power as her power. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya, Sarashti. These are the 5 types of salvation. So she is the Mukti Nilaya. Mukti Nilaya. Right. So Mukunda Mukti Nilaya. So of course Mukti is not an easy thing to get, isn't it? You need a divine grace for that. Mukunda Mukti Nilaya Moola Vigraha Rupini. Moola Vigraha Rupini. Vigraha is form. Moola is what? Moola is the word that is used for the root for everything. So you have Moola Virat, Moola Viga. So in temples you have Moola Virat idol, for example, in the main Garbhagriha. Then you have Moola Rama, you must have heard of that in Raghavendra temple. Moola Prakriti, the source, or the Moola Prakriti Avyakta, that's being the source. So she is the Moola Vigraha Rupini. So for all the Vigrahas that you one sees, she is the Moola or the root. So she is the root of all other Shaktis. So every deity that you worship, she is the Moola Shakti behind them, root of all other Shaktis. Because all Shaktis start from the Bindu within the Sri Chakra. So she is the root of all other Shaktis. Bhavagna. Bhava. Bhava the different meanings here. Bhava is existence or birth. So birth, growth, old age and death, that cycle. Bhava. And then you have Bhava. Agna is knowledge. Bhavagna, like Gnanagna. Bhavagna. So she has the knowledge of that cycle of birth and death. The Bhava Artha, you must have heard of Bhava Artha, Bhavartham. Right? Artham is meaning. Bhava is Bhavartham, the main, the essence behind a particular word or shloka, Bhavartham. So when all mantras, there are 6 interpretations for mantras. So Bhavartham, Sampradayartham, Nigarbha, Kaulika, Sarvarahasya and Maha Tattva-artha. So for each word within the Lalita Sahasranamam, there is a Bhavartha, Sampradayartha, Nigarbhartha, Kaulikartha, Sarvarahasya-artha and Maha Tattva-artha. Now, how much it is, what we are doing here to Lalita Nama Chintana is Bhavartham. So, for each name, we are seeing what is the Bhava behind this. So, for ardent, true devotees, the other arthas will reveal to them. Sometimes you get it spontaneously. Bhavagna. So, which is why the mantras should not be recited without japa, should not be done without the Guru Diksha or initiation, because one needs mantras one doesn't get siddhis of mantras if you don't understand the meaning behind it. Bhavartham, Sampradayartham, Nigarbhartham, Kaulikartham, Sarvarahasya and Mahatattvartham. So without understanding the meaning, that mantra will not fructify. It just becomes mere formation of sound, isn't it, when you do the mantra japa? The mind has to be actively involved in the contemplation of the meaning behind the mantra, bhavartham. So, which is why the Lalita Sahasranamam, the least we can do is understand the bhavartham behind it, so it can give us the fruits. Bhavarogagni, Bhavaroga Agni. Bhava is samsara, the cycle of birth and death. Roga is disease. Agni. So she basically destroys that earthly existence. So why is samsara compared to a roga? Samsara is a roga. It's just that we have got so used to this roga that we don't feel there is a lot of suffering within this samsara, which is why they use the word tapatraya agni santapta samahaladana chandrika. We have started learning through several cycles of birth and death, we have got conditioned to the fact, to the samsara, that we don't realize that this samsara is a roga. Bhavaroga. So which is why the Yashini Vagdevatas, when they write this Bhavarogagni, they are essentially looking at human beings and saying, this Bhava or samsara is like a roga. And she destroys that Bhavaroga. So if you look at Vrindavana, where the Gopikas, Krishna spends his childhood in Vrindavana with all the gopis and the gopikas. So I think the gopis were the most fortunate ones to live with Krishna in Vrindavana. So even though they were in samsara, they were not affected by the Bhavaroga, because for them Krishna was everything. Bhavaroga Agni. So may she give us the knowledge that this samsara is futile and it's a roga, and two is destroy that our earthly existence. Bhavarogagni. I think this is a fundamental truth, because when we the saying is that the saying is that you become what your thoughts are at the time of death. So at the time of death, whoever it is, whatever thoughts they have is the seed for the next birth. So which is why we were all taught to take the names of the divine names, Narayana or whoever it is, constantly, so that at the time of death that thought comes to our mind. This is something we'll talk about in the future. There are few names that will come in the after 900. We can talk about it. So it's important that true devotees realize that this samsara is a roga, Bhavarogagni. So first of all, diagnose that there is a disease, right? Okay, Bhava Chakra Pravartini. Bhava Bhava is samsara, chakra is wheel, Pravartini is turning. She is turning the wheel of samsara. Why is samsara chakra here? Samsara is chakra because there is a cycle of birth, growth, decay and death, right? So that cycle is continuously revolving, and she is Bhava Chakra Pravartini. So you must have heard of Kala Chakra, time, right? Good time, bad time. That Kala Chakra keeps moving. So this is Bhava Chakra Pravartini. So these names are essentially talking about the samsara, the bhava names here. Bhavarogagni, Bhavachakra Pravartini, and so that is one meaning. The second meaning is Bhava Chakra is referring to the Anahata Chakra within the Hridayasthana, which is the place of Bhava form of Shiva. So the Ashtamurtis, Bhava, Sharva, Rudra, Mahadeva, so this is the Hridayasthana, or the Anahata Chakra is supposed to be the abode of the Bhava form of Shiva. So she is there, Bhava Chakra. Pravartini. Pravartini is Bhava is Shiva, Chakra is mind, and Pravartini is she. She guides it. Why is mind compared to Chakra? Mind is compared to Chakra is because it keeps moving. What moves within the mind is thoughts, right? Thoughts, thought after thought. One thought, second thought, third thought, fourth thought. There is a never-ending cycle of thoughts that keeps going on and on and on and on continuously. How many of them are necessary, unnecessary? One can work out. So here Bhavachakra Pravartini is the mind of Shiva. Pravartini, she guides it. In other words, she guides the Shiva Sankalpa. So whatever thoughts that come in Shiva's mind, she is the Sankalpa Shakti. She executes that Sankalpa or the thought. Bhavachakra Pravartini. That is one other meaning of the name. Mukunda Mukti Nilaya Moola Vigraha Rupini Bhavagna Bhavarogagni Bhavachakra Pravartini. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.